Alright, so in this video, I'm going to discuss 3 EU passports that you can obtain. A lot of people are interested in EU countries that have high level of English proficiency. So you can not only get the passport, but you can actually make some logical use of that residency. The third option on this list is going to be an EU passport with next to no physical presence, and that's right. The first two options that I'm going to discuss are Netherlands, the Dutch passport, and some of you might be thinking, hey, that doesn't allow dual citizenship, but under certain circumstances that can be allowed. I'm going to discuss that slightly later. But I'm going to discuss a residency that's fairly straightforward, that's fairly quick, and doesn't require much money at all, right, for a certain type of people. And when I say certain type, majority of the people watching this channel come from a certain nationality, so this is particularly suited for them, right? And there are other ways of working around or utilizing some other programs to get into Netherlands, but the one I'm going to discuss is going to be the cheapest and the easiest and the fastest and the most straightforward one. The second country that I'm going to discuss is Ireland. Now, a lot of people are interested in getting this passport. I think if you're talking about the best program, that's going to come in next. But the best passport or the best citizenship is the Irish citizenship, because it's going to get you into UK, Scotland. It's also going to get you all of EU. It has treaties for Switzerland. So you have a lot action-packed in that one nationality, in that one passport. I think it's one of the most handsome-looking passports that you can carry. So Ireland does have a interesting residency option, and it's only going to be 50,000 euros. Yes, you heard that right. No crazy golden visa fees. This one can be obtained at 50k. I'm going to discuss this in a lot of detail. But let's first discuss the Dutch option. What's the Netherlands option? And the Netherlands option is even cheaper. All you need is 4,500 euros. And that you heard that right. This is not a donation. You gotta deposit this in a business bank account, and you directly qualify for residency in Netherlands. And this is not applicable to all, but it is applicable to one nationality that most views this channel, and this is for American citizens, and this is the DAFT, D-A-F-T treaty, the Dutch American Friendship Treaty. All right, so if you put in 4,500 euros in your bank account, business bank account, satisfies some of the requirements, meaning you'll need to have insurance, you'll need to have a plan, you'll need to apply, and you can conveniently strike the Dutch residency. Now next, let's jump to Ireland. So Ireland has a program called STEP, and the STEP requires a few things, right? The STEP requires a few steps. One is you should have 50,000 euros of investment in Ireland, should be in a business. You got to have a solid, impressive business plan. So it's not just a dummy business, it's not just a paper business. This needs to actually be a real business, or needs to appear like a legal, proper, logical business. You need to define a business plan. It needs to have a couple of important goals. One is a certain number of employees, and you don't need the employees to get this one, right? You can project that you're going to reach there. And then you also need to define certain sales target. There's usually a threshold. And again, as I said, it doesn't need to be on day one. Day one, you get the residency. But as you proceed through this, once you're headed for renewals, you got to show a promising progress towards that goal. And in a certain number of years, you obviously want to satisfy that goal if you really want to continue that residency. If you become eligible for citizenship, you can do that earlier, right? Then once you become a citizen, you don't have to keep doing this forever. So this is a very interesting option for a lot of people. Ireland allows dual citizenship, so you can keep your American or Canadian, Australian, or British, or whichever passport you have. Let's say even if you have a weaker passport, let's say it's from one of the Asian countries which does not have a lot of visa-free access, once you obtain the Irish nationality, you can retain a dual citizenship, right? If your home country allows dual citizenship. Let's talk about the dual citizenship in Netherlands, right? Let's address the elephant in the room. Netherlands typically or normally does not allow dual citizenship for most applicants, but let's say you're single, right? Half the people watching are single. Even if you're over a certain age, your marriage might be broken, you might still be single, or you may have become single at some point. So let's say you're moving to Netherlands, you have this residency in your back pocket, right? You're executing on this residency, you're spending good amount of time in Netherlands, and if you find a Dutch partner, and if you get married and you enter a Dutch relationship, a Dutch marriage, then you can naturalize and retain your dual citizenship. You can strike dual citizenship, and dual meaning more than two, right? Two or more than two, all would be allowed if your spouse is a Dutch citizen. The third one on this list is the most important option, because this is going to give you a fast citizenship. It's going to give you a citizenship without much, almost no physical presence at all, right? And there are a couple of pathways to getting this nationality. One is through a flat donation of 168k euros, and this I'm talking about the Portugal option. Portuguese passport packs the same punch as the other two, right? There's hardly any difference. It's a very powerful, strong, solid nationality. You can include your parents, which is superb. It's amazing. You can include your siblings, and of course you can include your core family, which is your spouse and children. So it really takes care of the entire family for you, right? And the 168k, what does that get you? That gets you a mortgage of 500k euros, right? That is required legally to establish the Golden Visa. The physical presence is only 7 days per year. That's almost nothing, right? We can almost call that as no physical presence. So without really staying much in the country, without becoming a tax resident, without worrying too much about this, you pay the fee and you directly obtain the Golden Visa. Time flies, the right time comes, you then obviously apply for your nationality and you collect your citizenship. The beauty of this is that they are awarding citizenships based on the underlying residency for your specific type of visa, or residency I should say. So you're going to be safe under this option. Now the second option, which most people would be interested in, is the 300k euros of hospitality fund. You're going to get back this entire amount. What's better is that you're going to get a yield, a handsome return of 100k euros. So for getting the passport, for obtaining the Portuguese nationality, it's not for free. You're actually getting paid 100k euros. Now this also requires a mortgage component, unless you want to pay for it, right? A lot of people will just utilize the mortgage. It makes it more favorable for you. You obtain a mortgage from the same hospitality company, right? It's one of the biggest brand names in Portugal. It's a risk-free option. It's a very credible institution. It's a very credible business. So once you obviously review that and analyze that, and at any point in time, right? At any point in time you want to get started with this option, we work with the biggest brand names in Portugal. You can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss which one fits best and get you started with this or any other residency options that I talk about on my channel, right? We do cover a lot of programs under the same roof, so you can target not just one but multiple options at the same time. There's a lot of details which change from time to time. It's very important to get the latest trends, practical trends, on the ground reality. So you want to have all that information when you start a program, either through us or through anyone else. That's why having the discussion is very important. Now, once you hit the 5-year mark, right, you move to permanent residency, because that's the criteria to obtain permanent residency. You have an underlying visa for 5 years, the Golden Visa for 5 years. You move on to permanent, you apply for your nationality, that's your Portuguese citizenship. And at that time, all this money, right, that you put in is all going to be given back to you. So you're going to get back the 300k euros that you paid for. You're also going to retain the 100k euros of profit, right? So for getting that passport, getting the 100k euros of profit, so you're going to get that back. And then what you also get is a very, very, very beautiful thing. A lot of people actually like that more, which is a 60 days, a 2-month vacation each year for those 5 years in Portugal. So a lot of people pay for that, right? They pay thousands and thousands of dollars to have that kind of option. Here, it's part of the package. So when you start putting all of this together, you start putting the 100k of profit and this whole package, you actually make a lot of money and you get your capital back. So this is a no-brainer. This is a too good to be true kind of an option. A lot of people have not thought about this. A lot of people have done this, and they're almost there. They're almost about to get their nationality from Portugal. Unfortunately, the Malta program was even better, right? In a year, you could just get the Malta Citizenship by investment. That is gone, finished. So I kept talking how that was such a good option, could go anytime, and it's gone. So before the Portugal closes its door, and this is gone as well, this is the right time if you're sitting on the edge. And again, none of this is immigration advice. I just genuinely feel that this is a beautiful, too good to be true type of an option. As many people can take advantage of this is always good. That's what I feel. Again, each one thinks differently. If you feel you don't have the capital, or you feel it's a waste of time or effort, there are other residencies in Latin America which are slightly less premium, or significantly less premium, I should say, not slightly. And you can target those and obviously attain nationalities over there if you're on a limited budget. But if you have a good amount of money, and again, you're not losing it, right? Money attracts money, money pulls money, and Portugal is one of those options. All right, now before you go, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any changes, right? So any changes that happen, I try to report them as soon as possible. It also helps this channel grow, so your subscription would be very beneficial. I'll truly appreciate that. And if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, and catch you in the next one.